All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back again one more time. I'm here with Tiger. And this time, we're going to go kind of take a deep dive into the concept that we're exploring in the forthcoming comics, specifically Melanites #1. So I have a question for you, Tiger, and I hope you can answer this. So what are they? You know, like, what are they basically? What is a melanite?
Melanites are being made out of pure melanin. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it feels like on that Star Wars episode 1 when they went down there and they were like checking Anakin. He had some sort of high level, something.
Those midichlorians, yeah.
Whatever that was, they raised it high and they say, okay, his shit is high. He could be a strong Jedi. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the Force is stronger than him or whatever. So the melanin is pretty much that, in society as Black people or melanated people, we've went through a time where it was like shunned upon to be dark skinned, you know what I'm saying? And you wanted to look lighter. So, I wanted to play a spin off on that and reverse that thinking. And then now the more dark you are, the more powerful you are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's what they are.
Interesting.
Also, they come from a planet that produces melanin. Okay. They come from a planet called Parnelia.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it plays into that. You know what I'm saying? There's a metaphysical perspective of this that I'm doing as well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm feeling that.
There's a method to the madness.
Cool. So that leads me to the next question. Seeing that having melanin gives them powers, what kind of powers are we talking about? And not to hold back whatever you think you need to hold back. No spoilers or whatever. But what can you tell us about what being extra melanated, what powers that gives them?
It allows them to tap into the different netters, and I'm using the word netter. It's a Kemetic word, which pretty much means spirit, like God's spirit, or like God's spirit through everything, through nature. You know what I'm saying? And so from there, the different netters of nature, you got earth, wind, fire, water, and all different other type of combinations. So they basically have elemental powers, like, no different than a lot of other stories where you're dealing, and I used to wonder why, like, why do everybody do the same thing? But I got it. You feel me? Because there's a science to it, So their power is built off of that, And I just broke down, depending on the deity I'm married with and the person that I made a character with. That's how I kind of gauge their power set.
Okay. So now you said they come from Pioneer. So can you explain that concept to us? What's the idea behind that?
So on a planet, it's kind of like our world, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a dream type world. You know what I'm saying? It's like the psychic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a psychic world. You know what I'm saying? So wherever everybody have dreams, that's where you experience your dreams at. And so they pretty much come from there, but some things happen. Some beings come down and start calcifying the planet. Okay. And the beings are called calcium bites. You feel me?
Okay, calcium.
And so as the planet start getting calcified, the melanites had to come together and fight them, to prevent this from happening. So part of the struggle that happening is what we're getting ready to see in issue 1. What happened? Something happens in that war, and then some of them get sucked into our world. All right. This is that's how everything transitioned to where we're at. So there's a lot of different backstories. We're gonna be able to spin off on this.
Okay, cool. I guess a lot of the stories are gonna chronicle them coming to our world and experiencing, I guess, human culture and experiencing that coming from their world. So what kinds of stories do you want to tell with this concept? What kind of themes are you going to hit on?
So naturally, I'm gonna hit on things that deal with the Black experience here. To tell a story that we tell. I'm a person that's connected to the Black experience and being able to tell a story from our perspective without no boundaries. You feel me? And so I want to be able to tell stories from a Black perspective, from a Black experience. And a lot of stories, especially in like comic book or fantasy, I'm just gonna say fantasy. Mm-hmm. Most of them kind of are very stereotypical, and now they're showing a lot more Black representation now, these last couple years, you know what I'm saying? Cool, mm-hmm. Good, still yet, we need more of our creators to have a voice in this, you know what I'm saying? So I want to tell stories from a Black perspective. I want to deal with issues that plague our people and a problem for us, like as far as, coming together, unifying, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that's something like Garvey was big on, you know what I'm saying? And he set up he set up how do you put it? He said the Universal Negro Movement Association.
That's right.
Right. So that right there, universal mean everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Negro, all Negroes.
Right.
And he built a system that was going to help improve, you know what I'm saying, improve our situation. And that's mm-hmm. what we needed. We have not unified. We haven't set ourselves up to be dignified, to be respected by a lot of other cultures, because mm-hmm. we haven't come together and done what we're supposed to do. But a lot of our people feel like that, they want a handout, you know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And we got to learn, God was about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, and that's what we got to do. Like, we can't just be dependent on people,
Right.
And that's like dealing with this making a comic book.
Okay.
So I never thought I wanted to do, but never thought I was going to actually do it until I said, fuck it. Uh-huh. And it's the independent part, though. I like, you feel me?
Right.
Looking at
own your stuff.
Looking at a person like Master P, I could take his philosophy of how he did music and do the same mm-hmm. thing, because he was effective, after you understood what he did. It's that he stayed independent. He made his money independent. And then mm-hmm. he, start making deals, but he ate. You feel me? Right. So it's like, you have to just be a dog out here and make it happen. So it's the independence that like Garvey was telling us we need to have, and that as a people, we need to have, you know what I'm saying? Have our own banks, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, gotta own your stuff. I've heard that advice many times over the years, especially when it comes to comics. Own your stuff, because when you own it, you can profit from it when it blows up. You know what I'm saying? If you can blow it up. So,
yeah, the motherfucker got to get money. Like, you know mm-hmm. what I'm saying? Like, find that like that. A lot of people problems is money.
Yeah.
Not being able to get money to put their projects out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's where unification come in. Feel me? Like,
right.
A lot of us, like with the indie level, we can start putting money together and just build a foundation that can help people, like we can put ourselves out,
right.
We can do that versus worrying about everybody else. We just need to put the money pool together, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And set that shit up, legitimate, and make that shit happen.
Exactly. With that access to capital. Because that is a lot of what stops a lot of people, or what hinders a lot of projects. So that now you mentioned that you never knew that you wanted to create a comic until you did. So I kind of wanted to build on that and ask you, what was the genesis of the idea for the Melanites? Like, where did that idea come from? How long have you had it? Tell me the genesis and the evolution of that idea.
Damn. I don't know where to start on that one. I'm gonna say like, shit, just getting comics, when I was young, and just like reading and not seeing a lot of Black presence there, and also not identifying with the Black presence that was there. So even in the cartoons and stuff, I just never we never had no heroes. You feel me? And we always had to look at other races, heroes that didn't identify with us in our struggle. And, and a lot of, people don't understand how important it is to have a hero, but heroes made not to come save you, but to spark the hero within yourself, your will within yourself to be your own hero. And a lot of these stories, that's what they really, that's what a lot of people get from it. That's really into the animation, and, they get that inspiration, but, my people, it's hard to be into that. You feel me? A lot of the youngsters now are, but you know what I'm saying? Because it's looked at as bullshit because it's unrelatable. You feel me? But I wanna make relatable content. You feel me? So those that would shine, against what's out here now, at least they'll look and relate to what I'm doing and be like, I can support that. I can feel that, because that's from our time and era. That I know about that. So I can relate. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to be able to inspire, bro. Like inspire people to be their better selves. And just humanity, period. Just want to inspire.
And on that note, like, let's talk about the Melanites themselves. Why do they look like they do? I noticed that a lot of them, first of all, what's so striking about them is that they're pitch black. They look human, but they're pitch black. Like, they look like they're from deepest, darkest Africa. You know what I'm saying? Plus, a lot of them have like bat wings. A couple of them have like more bird types, feathered wings. But most of them have like bat wings, that iconic bat shape. So what was the idea about giving them that look? Because I know it's a superhero comic, and some of them are heroes, some of them may be villains, some of them may be something in between, something else. So what do you want? What are you looking to? How do we process that when we take that first look at a Melanite and we're like, okay, what is he? What is this? What were you thinking?
Shit, I want the person that's looking at the image to judge on their own, like whatever you get off of. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, because it's two ways that my experiences, I wear my clothing line have some of the characters on there.
Right.
So when people look at them, engage in conversations, and they'll be like, what is that? And what it like to you? They're like, is that Tupac? It's my character. Go to the whoa. It's the conversation piece. But then I get another type of people. They'll be like, they say it look like a demon. So they're like, it looks demonic. So from my experience, Black people look at it as they can relate to it. They can identify. They don't look at them as demons. But a lot of other approaches, they look at it and they're like, it's demons. Now, you go back into some of the books, like find some old history books or whatever, and look at like religious artwork, like angels versus demons or whatever. And the Europeans, they drew they made their demons with melanin. They were either red, purple, black. You feel me?
Yeah.
They had wings. So when I seen that, I said, "Oh, bam! I'm gonna use that right there." You feel me? That's pretty much how they, that's how they portrayed us. You know what I'm saying?
And it's ironic because we were talking earlier, and you mentioned that it wasn't always that way. That when they first started making pictures of the Bible, everybody had melanin. Is that the case?
Yeah, just go back to the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? And just looking at that artwork that still was pretty much colorfully intact, and see, you know, the color hues that they had. They had all type of races, color hues.
Yeah.
You feel me? And those deities had wings. The people were black. Their deity had wings, and they looked just like humans, and they were melanated. They didn't look like demons. You feel me? It's perspective. It's your perspective. You feel me? So they don't, you know, and they don't exploit that though.
Right.
It's pretty much blacks look like demons, and that's how they portrayed us through time and history. The slave trade. They use that in religion. That's what kind of like gave them the green light to be like, go ahead and slave them, because out of religion, you know, they pay, go get them. You feel me? They're doing it, you know, because God said it's cool to do it. It's been sanctioned.
Right.
You feel me? And thus here we are.
So speaking on that, let's turn to some of your influences in creating this, specifically how you designed them, how you created each character. I noticed that each character is kind of like a figure from Black history or entertainment with the powers of an Egyptian god from the Egyptian pantheon. Why was it important to bring those influences together? Or was that something you even thought about when you were creating it? Or was it something more just something that you just kind of like the look of or like the concept?
It's just weird. It's hard for me to learn this shit, man. It's just like things that I look at, you know, I'm gonna put them on out here. But like Tookie birthday is in December, all right?
Right.
And he's a Capricorn, all right? And so the Capricorn is pretty much the zodiac sign that look the devil or whatever, all right? That planet is Saturn, and Saturn is, you know, the planet where, you know, the god Saturn, okay?
Right.
In the Greek or Roman mythology, one of them. Then I look at, that's where they got Seth from. Part of the Seth persona came from, no, I'm sorry. They took all that from Seth. So you can align it with Seth. And so it made sense that I use Tookie for Seth. Because it was like, I don't know, I just saw that shit. And it's like, you know, same thing with Garvey. You feel what I'm saying? Leo. You feel me? Same thing with Rosa X, which I took Malcolm X.
All right, so that's your influences. Thank you for that. That's knowledge. That's knowledge. So we'll talk a little bit about the forthcoming The Melanites #1. What do we want to tell people about that? What characters are we looking forward to seeing? What themes are we looking forward to tackling in that? What can we expect in the forthcoming comic?
So first issues are like introductions, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna pretty much get introduced to the Melanites at a certain level. And you're gonna see how the world is changed, you know. You're gonna see how the world changed, because this will be in the future. This will be like a couple years in the future. Perspective we're telling it. So you'll get to see how things has changed based off of how our society is responding to things now. You know, as if it hit the fan a lot more. You know what I'm saying? How to look. And that's the world they'll be immersed in.
Okay. And of course, this is in continuity with the comics that are already out there. For those who don't know, we have some comics that already exist. You can find them either on the Facebook page or the Born Again Thugs Instagram page. So Google us, we'll come up. So yeah, this is in continuity with those, right? And cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, those stores were like random stores, and I kind of use them to anchor. I just challenged myself on how to make all of those stores fit in. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going because the tone was going to change, but I said, fuck. So that's why it's going to be a lot of time skipping and like, you know, fuck, we made the shit. You know what I'm saying? Might as well incorporate it. You know.
That's what's up. Cool. So we'll end it there. I sure appreciate your time today. For those who are interested, hit us on the Born Again Thugs Facebook page and the Instagram page. If you want to keep up with information on the forthcoming The Melanites #1, I'll have a link to I'll have a link below this video. You can get on the email list. So don't hesitate and keep your eye on this YouTube channel. We'll have more to come. And so I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Tiger, for joining us. And I'll see y'all next time. Holla.
All right, peace.
Peace.